get through one night.
The 90s didn't just make country music, it made you feel things. Songs that hit different at 2 a.m. Songs you still can't skip 15 minutes into your drive. These ballads didn't come from nowhere. They came from real pain, real loss, real love.
Looks like we made it. Look how far
And the stories behind them, Nashville kept quiet for a long time. Some of these songs almost didn't make it. Some of these artists were one rejection away from quitting forever, but they didn't quit.
I know your life.
And because of that, these 10 songs changed country music history. 10 ballads, 10 hidden truths, one countdown you won't forget. And trust me, number one will hit you like the first time you ever heard it. Let's go back to the 90s one more time. Number 10, Brooks and Dunn, Neon Moon. Picture a Tuesday night. Not Friday, not Saturday, Tuesday. The kind of night where nobody's celebrating anything. One guy in the corner booth, turning his glass slowly, staring at nothing. That's this song's world. Released in 1992 on Arista Nashville, produced by Don Cook and Scott Hendricks, written by Ronnie Dunn himself. It hit number 1 on the Billboard Country chart. This was the most requested late-night radio song of the decade. Late-night radio, when people drive home alone, sit on the porch, after hard conversations, stare at the ceiling. Those are the moments Neon Moon owned. Here's what surprises people. Brooks and Dunn were known as a party act. Boot, scootin' boogie, big energy, big hat, slow, lonely ballad dropped. Nashville raised an eyebrow, but audiences didn't hesitate for a second. They heard it and claimed it immediately. If you're enjoying this, smash that like button. The next song broke open a conversation Nashville had been avoiding for years.
Well, we're not ready. We got a man down. Thank you.
If you grew up with this kind of country music, take a moment to subscribe to Retro Vault. This channel is about keeping these songs and stories alive, and every subscription truly helps the channel grow. It tells YouTube that real country music history still matters and helps these videos reach more people who remember this era. The more support the channel gets, the more stories we can keep bringing you. Number 9, Martina McBride, Independence Day.
well, she seemed alright by dawn's early light, and she
Imagine sitting in your car in a grocery store parking lot in 1994. The radio comes on. Within 60 seconds, you are completely still, not getting out, not turning the key, just sitting there, because what you're hearing has never been on country radio before.
and I was only 8 years old that summer.
Written by Gretchen Peters, produced by Paul Worley and Ed C. on RCA Nashville. The song tells a story of domestic abuse through the eyes of a child. That choice, a child's perspective, made it devastating in a way nothing else could. It became a rallying cry for female empowerment in country music and earned a Grammy nomination for Best Female Country Vocal Performance. Here's the truth most people don't know. Some radio programmers refused to play it. Too heavy, they said, too uncomfortable.
But Mama was proud and she stood her ground. She knew
And you know what ended that debate? Regular listeners, women especially, they called stations over and over until radio had no choice. The audience dragged this song onto the airwaves themselves. The next song will take you back to your best summer, even if you can't remember which one it was. Number 8, Deana Carter, Strawberry Wine.
he was working through college.
You know that feeling when a song takes you somewhere so fast it knocks you over. You're standing in your kitchen 1 minute, and suddenly you're 17 again, standing in a field at dusk, certain the summer will never end. This song is that feeling, bottled perfectly.
And for knowledge,
Released in 1996, it uses a rare 6/8 time signature, powered by steel guitar, full of nostalgia and young love. It was her debut single, first time out of the gate, and it won CMA Song of the Year for a debut single. That is almost unheard of.
I'm an end child. One restless.
What makes it genius is what it doesn't say. There are gaps where you fill in your own memory, your own summer, your own person. The best songs don't just tell you a story, they remind you of yours. Deana Carter's father was legendary session guitarist Fred Carter Jr.
It's funny how those memories.
He played on records for Bob Dylan, Waylon Jennings, Simon and Garfunkel. Music was literally in her DNA, but she still couldn't get a deal for years. When the door finally opened, she walked in with this song. The next story will stop you cold because this next song almost didn't exist at all. Number 7, Vince Gill, Go Rest High on That Mountain.
I know your life.
Some songs entertain you. Some songs move you. And then, very rarely, a song arrives that feels like it was placed here by something larger than the person who wrote it. Words that people reach for when they have no words left of their own. This is that song.
Weren't afraid.
Vince Gill started writing it in 1989 after the death of Keith Whitley, one of the most gifted vocalists country music ever produced. He had the melody, the emotion, but he couldn't finish it. Then in 1993, his own brother Bob died of a heart attack.
To the lane.
That second loss unlocked the rest. The final recording featured Patty Loveless and Ricky Skaggs on harmonies, both from Keith Whitley's native Kentucky, filmed at the Ryman Auditorium. It earned 2 Grammy Awards in 1996 for Best Male Country Vocal Performance and Best Country Song.
On earth is done.
The CMA Award for Song of the Year and BMI's Most Performed Song in 1997. But here's what shocked everyone. When first released as a single, it stalled at number 14. Radio found it too heavy.
For the Father.
The audience found it anyway. Churches passed it around. Families shared it at gravesides. Word of mouth carried it where radio wouldn't go. The next song starts with a little boy on a fishing trip, and by the end, you'll need a minute. Number 6, Tim McGraw, Don't Take the Girl.
Johnny's daddy was taking him fishing.
This song is the ultimate slow burn. It starts simple, almost playful. A little boy, a fishing trip, a girl he doesn't want there. And then, verse by verse, that boy grows up. And by the time you reach the end, if you are not completely wrecked, check your pulse.
In a fishing pole. His dad.
Written by Craig Martin and Larry W. Johnson, released in 1994, it was Tim McGraw's first #1 single. It climbed to #1 on the country chart and number 17 on the Billboard Hot 100 and is remembered as one of the defining country hits of the decade.
You don't want her to go, but someday you'll change your.
Craig Martin wrote it during one of the lowest points in his career. Out of that struggle came one of the most perfectly structured narrative songs in country music history. Tim McGraw himself suggested in interviews that the woman in the song most likely didn't survive.
Take anybody that.
That open ending is part of why it has stayed with people for 30 years. It doesn't give you a neat resolution, it gives you what real life gives you. The next song changed the rules for every woman who came to Nashville after her. Number 5, Shania Twain, You're Still the One.
Looks like we made it. Look how far we come.
Late 1990s, country music is booming. It's on pop radio, in movies everywhere, and right in the middle of all that noise, a Canadian woman from a small mining town sits down with her husband and writes a love song so honest it cuts through every trend and lands directly in your chest.
I bet they'll never make it.
Released in 1998, this piano-driven ballad features mandolin and organ alongside standard country production. It was loved by critics and fans alike and introduced Shania to a growing global audience.
Going strong. Still.
Written with producer Mutt Lange, her husband at the time. The love was real. You can hear it in every note. Here's the part that hits differently when you know it. The marriage that inspired this song eventually ended. Mutt Lange had an affair with her best friend. Imagine performing a song about unbreakable love after that. Shania kept singing it anyway, because she understood once a song belongs to the audience, it's bigger than your own pain. That kind of grace is rare. We're halfway through. Which song has hit you hardest? Drop it in the comments. Let's keep going. Number 4, George Strait, I Cross My Heart.
Love is unconditional. We can do it from the start.
One word for what George Strait does that almost nobody else in country music history has matched: conviction. When he sings a lyric, you don't wonder if he means it. You simply believe him every time.
On after, stay the way we are right now.
Written by Steve Dorff and Eric Kaz, produced by Jimmy Bowen and Strait himself on MCA Nashville in 1992.
I cross my heart.
Written for the film Pure Country, where Strait played a country singer stepping away from stardom to find himself again. Essentially, George Strait playing George Strait, possibly the most honest casting in Hollywood history.
In all the world, you'll never.
It went to number 1 and became the wedding song of the decade. Couples today, 30 years later, still walk down the aisle to this because a promise is timeless. And this song is a promise set to music. The next song holds one of the most remarkable chart records in Billboard history. And the story behind it involves 2 singers, 1 song, and a decision that changed everything. Number 3, LeAnn Rimes, How Do I Live?
How do I get through one night?
Think about every song you've ever loved that felt almost too big for the voice singing it. Now imagine that voice belongs to a 14-year-old girl from Mississippi. That is what happened in 1997, and country music has never quite recovered from the shockwave. Written by Diane Warren for the film Con Air, LeAnn Rimes recorded her version for country radio. What happened next became one of the strangest chart stories of the decade. How Do I Live became the longest-running single ever on the Billboard Hot 100, spending a record 69 weeks on the chart. 69 weeks.
Baby, you would take away everything.
Most hits are gone in 20 or 30. This one outlasted them all. Here's the part people forget. Trisha Yearwood also recorded this song for the Con Air soundtrack. 2 versions, 2 incredible singers, 2 different formats charting at the same time. Somehow, both of them won. 2 songs left. And number 1 is going to remind you why you fell in love with country music in the first place. Number 2, Tim McGraw and Faith Hill, It's Your Love.
Dancing in the dark, middle of the night.
Some duets feel manufactured, 2 big names calculated for maximum impact. And then there are duets that feel like you walked in on something private, something real. It's Your Love is the second kind, because it was.
Touching my skin.
Written by Stephanie Smith, released in 1997. Tim and Faith had married the year before, after she opened for him on tour. The love story was new. The marriage was fresh. You can hear all of that in every note.
Keep it all in. I just gotta let you know.
It became the first single in 20 years to spend 6 consecutive weeks atop Billboard's country chart. The last song to do that was Waylon and Willie in 1977. People who saw them perform this live in 1997 still talk about it.
It sends a shock right through me. I can't get enough.
The way they looked at each other on stage, that was not a performance. That was two people genuinely in love, doing what they love most together. You cannot manufacture that, and you cannot watch it without feeling something. Now, number one, the song that didn't just top charts, it changed what people believed was possible inside 3 minutes of music.
Well, we're not ready. We got a man down. Thank you.
If you grew up with this kind of country music, take a moment to subscribe to Retro Vault. This channel is about keeping these songs and stories alive, and every subscription truly helps the channel grow. It tells YouTube that real country music history still matters and helps these videos reach more people who remember this era. The more support the channel gets, the more stories we can keep bringing you. Number one, Garth Brooks, The Dance.
Looking back on
Is it worth it? The pain, the risk, the vulnerability. Is all of it worth those moments when everything is perfect and you are completely alive? The Dance doesn't answer that question directly. It makes you feel the answer in your bones.
for a moment of the world.
Written by Tony Arata, a struggling songwriter in Nashville just trying to survive. Garth Brooks was also a newcomer at the time. He heard the song, told Arata if he ever got a deal, he'd record it, and he kept his word.
And I'm glad I didn't.
Capitol Nashville released it as the final single from Brooks's debut album, only after his producer brought the label head to a live show to witness the audience's reaction firsthand. The label didn't believe in it until they saw what it did to real people in a real room.
Our lives are better.
It hit number one for 3 consecutive weeks and was named both Song of the Year and Video of the Year by the Academy of Country Music in 1990. The music video says everything. Not Garth performing, waste a montage of JFK, Martin Luther King Jr., Keith Whitley, Lane Frost.
The day.
People who gave everything and paid the ultimate price. And the song says, knowing how it ended, I would not have missed the dance. It was used as a tribute after Dale Earnhardt's death in 2001. Garth performed it on Jay Leno's final Tonight Show in 2014. Whenever something meaningful ends, someone reaches for this song. The pain of the ending doesn't cancel the beauty of what came before. 30 years later, we're still not ready to argue with that.